was performed in secret, and true to the witch doctor's word, the boys' fortunes were restored. They became richer than they had ever imagined, their wealth growing beyond their wildest dreams. They moved to the city, living in mansions and driving luxury cars. Welcome to the Savannah Storytellers channel, where we give you the best African talks, love stories, folklore, and more. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate your support. Now back to the story. The story began during their National Youth Service Corps NYSC year in Ughelli, a small, quiet town in the southern part of Nigeria. Chidi, Yinka, Femi, and Musa were assigned to the same town, far from the bustling cities they were used to. Despite their different backgrounds, they quickly bonded over their shared ambition to succeed at any cost. Life in the town was slow, and opportunities were few. The boys grew restless, dissatisfied with their meager allowances. They often discussed their dreams of making it big, driving flashy cars, living in luxury, and never having to worry about money again. It wasn't long before they found a way to chase these dreams. One night, Chidi, who had connections back in Lagos, introduced the others to the world of internet scams, popularly known as Yahoo Yahoo. It was a dirty business, but it offered quick money, and that's all they cared about. They spent hours in the cyber cafe, crafting fake identities and sending out scam emails to unsuspecting victims overseas. For a while it worked, money started to flow in, and they began living lavishly in the small town, much to the envy of other Corps members. But as time went on, the money started to dwindle. Their scams were no longer yielding the desired results, and their once promising pipeline of easy cash dried up. They became desperate, frustrated that their dreams of wealth were slipping away. One day, Yinka suggested they seek help from a witch doctor. It was a wild idea, but desperation had clouded their judgment. They agreed, believing it was the only way to regain their fortunes. They traveled deep into the forest, guided by a local who knew of a powerful witch doctor. The old man lived in a small, dilapidated hut surrounded by eerie silence. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of incense and strange herbs. The witch doctor, an ancient figure with eyes that seemed to see into their souls, listened to their plea for wealth. After a long pause, the witch doctor finally spoke, his voice a low, raspy whisper. "Your problem can be solved," he said, "but it requires a great sacrifice. You must bring me 3 virgin girls for the ritual. Only then will your fortunes return." The boys were stunned. They had expected something, but not this. Sacrificing human lives was a line they had never considered crossing. Chidi was the first to speak. "This is too much. We wanted money, not this madness. I can't do it." Yinka, Femi, and Musa looked at each other, a silent conversation passing between them. Their hunger for wealth had grown too strong, blinding them to the horrors of what they were about to do. But Chidi had made up his mind. "I'm out," he said firmly. "I won't be a part of this." With that, he walked out of the hut, leaving his friends behind. The others hesitated for a moment, but their greed was stronger than their fear. They agreed to the witch doctor's terms and set out to find the virgins for the sacrifice. Days later, the town was rocked by the disappearance of 3 young girls. Rumors spread, but no one knew what had happened to them. The truth was too dark to imagine. The ritual was performed in secret, and true to the witch doctor's word, the boys' fortunes were restored. They became richer than they had ever imagined, their wealth growing beyond their wildest dreams. They moved to the city, living in mansions and driving luxury cars, their every desire fulfilled. But with the wealth came a heavy price. Nightmares haunted them, the faces of the girls they had sacrificed appearing in their dreams, accusing them of their sins. Their relationships with their families deteriorated, and they became paranoid, constantly looking over their shoulders. Chidi, who had returned to his family after leaving the others, struggled to rebuild his life. He lived modestly, haunted by the thought of what his friends had done. But he knew he had made the right decision, even if it meant living without the riches they had sought. The money he had earned during the Yahoo Yahoo days was quickly running out, but he was determined to make an honest living. With the little he had left, Chidi decided to start a small point-of-sale (POS) business in his neighborhood. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. At first, the business was slow. Chidi would sit under a small umbrella, waiting for customers to come and withdraw cash or make payments. But he was patient, treating every customer with respect and a warm smile. Over time, word spread about his reliable and friendly service. More and more people started coming to his POS stand, and gradually his business began to grow. Chidi expanded his operations, opening more POS points across town. He hired staff, bought better equipment, and even started offering additional financial services. His reputation as an honest and hard-working businessman grew, and so did his wealth. Slowly but surely, Chidi became successful, earning the respect of his community and living a comfortable life. Meanwhile, the friends who had chosen the dark path began to face the consequences of their actions. Musa was the first to fall. He became paranoid, constantly fearing that the spirits of the sacrificed girls were coming for him. His wealth couldn't buy him peace, and he ended up in a mental institution, haunted by his guilt. Yinka's story was equally tragic. Despite his newfound wealth, he couldn't escape the feeling of emptiness that gnawed at him. He tried to fill the void with more luxury and excess, but it only led to reckless behavior. Eventually, he lost everything in bad investments and gambling, his fortune crumbling as quickly as it had risen. Femi, who had always been the most ambitious, tried to distance himself from the past, but karma had other plans. His business empire began to collapse under the weight of legal troubles and scandals. His family, once his pride, left him, unable to bear the consequences of his actions. In the end, he was left alone, a shadow of the man he had once been. Chidi, on the other hand, continued to grow his business, expanding into other ventures like retail and real estate. His wealth grew steadily, but it was his peace of mind and the respect of his community that he valued most. He had taken the harder, slower path, but it had led him to a life of fulfillment and integrity. Moral lesson: the story of Chidi and his friends teaches us that the pursuit of success at any cost can lead to ruin. True success is built on honesty, hard work, and patience. While shortcuts may seem tempting, they often come with consequences that far outweigh the rewards. Chidi's journey shows that wealth earned through integrity and persistence is not only sustainable, but also brings peace and respect, while ill-gotten gains are fleeting and often lead to a life of regret and sorrow. If you like this story, kindly like this video, please subscribe to our channel. We'd like to hear from you. Drop a comment on what you think about this story. Thanks for watching. See you next time.